day everyone, my name is Wohlstand. I am a designer slash seamstress by profession. I love my profession. I love what I do because it keeps me going, it keeps me alive, it keeps me trending with what's happening in this world. I love to sew. I love to sew very, very much. When I was a little girl, I used to sew for my dolls. My sister and I had some big dolls, life-size dolls, and I was always making dresses and outfits for them. I started sewing from probably about the age of 6 for my dolls. Sewing is like my natural talent. When I was at the age of 8, I made an outfit for myself. When I put it on, my dad criticized me and he said he didn't like it and it was not good enough to be worn. But I said, no, I'm gonna wear it, it's mine, I made it. Now back then when I was 8, I could not go on the machine because it was just too much for me, for my little hands. So I did sew my outfit by hand. Anyways, I always thought of my father's criticism, and I said to myself, everything that I do, I will always do it better. So every time I sew something for somebody or I sew something creative like a table mat or whatever, I always think of making it better and making it look posh. I like my work clean. In my profession, I believe that everything you do must be done well. Anything you put your hands to do, it must look very professional. Anyways, with that criticism, I went on to keep bettering myself. When I got to secondary school, I chose sewing as one of my practical subjects, and I really enjoyed doing it. With this profession, you don't just sit and sew. You have to keep upgrading and updating yourself. You have to keep in touch with everything around you. I have a creative mind, and I will look at the grass outside and think of how can I put it into something that I'm sewing, or what can I make with it. Usually I create things for people just out of sometimes it will take me 2 or 3 days to think of what can I do with the piece of fabric, but an idea comes. I also like to keep updating and educating myself on sewing machines. That's something you must keep doing in this profession. Check out what are the latest sewing machines, what are the best sewing machines, and what are the sewing machines made for. You have to also know your fabrics, what type of fabric you have. If it's cotton, polyester, what can you use them for? And you can also keep up with shoes, because this is what fashion is about. Shoes and accessories like the bracelets and the earrings. And guess what? These days, it's masks. Masks are trending. So you can make a mask, keep in fashion, be passionate about making your mask or whatever. Wear your mask to match your clothes, match your shoes, match your clutch bags, and just keep doing what you do with great passion. I don't only sew dresses and skirts and stuff. I make clutch bags, I make hats, I make anything that you want, even a flower vase. If you want a flower vase, I'll make a flower vase with the fabric for you too. Now here am I at my machine. Since masks are trending, I have different styles, different colors. You just saw me with one. Here's the one that I had, that's a biker style. And this one now is the pleated, the surgical style. And there's another style that I don't have around me on my table. It's the fog-free style. And you know, you just have to keep updating yourself, educating yourself in whatever profession. Now, I'll tell you something. When I was at school, I hated maths. Maths and I were dead enemies. I always, or most times, failed maths. But guess what? Maths and I are best friends because I cannot cut a garment for anybody if I don't add, subtract, and multiply or divide. So we are best friends now. Also, oh well, I loved English at school, but in my profession, you must have a good command of the English language so that you can understand your clients or customers when they come into you. You must know the terms in your work, because if you don't know, you'll be just as daft as your customers. Sometimes a customer will walk in and tell me they need an adjustment done, and they'll tell me, I need 2 fish at the back of the skirt. And I'll say, what's a fish? Fish belongs in the sea. The correct term for fish is dart. So you must know what you do. In my profession, I also teach them the proper word or the proper term for what I do. So when they go out there, they one step ahead or one step knowledgeable. I really love sewing, and I'm then looking for something that I was making. Oh, it's my mask, my yellow mask I was making. So I'm about to go stitch it, and I encourage every young woman and young men as well to learn to sew, because you know what, you can save a lot of money doing your cuttings on your own or adjusting your skirt or your dress on your own. And it is a skill that can be learned. If you're not born with that natural talent, it is a skill that you can learn, and you can use it as a survival skill. Because right now in the pandemic, there are some people who cannot sew at all, but they learn to sew masks. They lost their jobs and they're sewing masks, so they're making an income to pay their bills and to keep them surviving. Enjoy what you do. Always enjoy what you do. If you enjoy what you do, you'll have no problem working. I love what I do.